Alright guys, here we are, results day. Let's go over all the results of my mini cut, how it went, what the results are, and also how I feel about it. So let's dive right into today's video. Before actually going over all the things I actually want to go over in today's video, if you guys actually haven't watched the video where I actually pretty much detailed my entire mini cut plan, make sure to do so, because a lot of the things that I'm actually going to talk about are pretty much things I actually built on to things that I actually talked about in that video. Also guys, full day of eating also went live last week. So watch those videos, then come back to this video to talk about the results. So first of all guys, let's actually talk about how it actually went. Pretty much for the last 2 weeks, I stuck to my couch for the entirety of the 14 days. Is that an accomplishment? Probably not, because it only was a 2-week mini cut. And I feel like if you actually can't stick to couch for about 2 weeks, you are A, lacking self-discipline, or B, your cut simply was too aggressive. But for me, both of those things simply weren't true, so I pretty much stuck to my couch for the last 2 weeks. However, I definitely went off schedule for a couple of days, basically because the entire deficit was pretty much taken into account that I was actually going to work on a bicycle. However, a couple of days it actually was pissing down with rain, so I pretty much took the car. But I made up for that by pretty much eating less that day, pretty much keeping myself in a deficit of about 600 calories. And now let's talk about the result of the actual mini cut. Right before actually starting the mini cut, I weighed in at about 81.7 kilograms. Towards the end of it, I pretty much was weighing about 80.1 kilograms, which actually is about a 1.5 kilogram drop. However, I would like to tell you guys that actually the day before I actually did the last weigh-in, I actually weighed in at about 79.7. So about 1.5 to 2 kilograms of weight loss. However guys, weight loss isn't fat loss, and how much of that was actually body fat. Over the last weeks, my full calorie deficit was about 6,000 calories in total, and to lose 1 kilogram of body fat, you have to lose about 7,000 calories, which means that of that 1 kilogram of body weight, less than 1 kilo of that is actually body fat. The remaining kilogram will be made up of water weight, probably some glycogen as well, and some other things like food in my stomach. But in my opinion, that definitely is not too bad. And now let's go into some visual comparisons to pretty much show you guys what I look like before the mini cut and after. Now I pretty much took some before and after videos. Not gonna lie, they look quite shit. First of all, because the lighting was absolutely horrible. The place in my house to film it in was definitely not ideal. And on top of that, I am absolutely horrible at actually, presenting my physique. What I can show you guys is actually some footage on how I actually looked yesterday, flat with no pump, in the mirror, and actually some pretty decent lighting. And as you guys can see, what I'm currently looking like, I'm very, very happy about it. The midsection is quite tight. I'm actually feeling very, very good at this weight. And as you guys can see, I actually look pretty decent, even though I am absolutely horrible at posing. And it probably is one of the most embarrassing things to actually, show off your physique in camera without a top off. But yeah, anyway, I feel like I'm looking pretty decent in that footage. And those are pretty much the results of the 2-week mini cut. What I actually want to talk about now real quickly is some negative effects that are associated with actually cutting body fat, and actually tell you guys if I actually experienced any of them. So first of all, let's talk about tiredness. I definitely felt a lot more tired than I actually usually feel, but I don't feel like the mini cut is the only reason that I actually felt like that. Because over the last 2 weeks, I have been training early on in the morning, and I usually never do that. And on top of that, my sleep over the last 2 weeks definitely wasn't great. So yes, I felt tired during my mini cut, but I don't feel like the cut is the main reason for that actually happening. Then secondly, pretty much my effects on my training. I've actually made videos about this over the last week, and as you guys pretty much saw in those videos, if it comes to my pull and my push days, the effect on my training definitely wasn't noticeable. If it comes to my leg day, there definitely was a negative effect of cutting on my training that day, because as you guys actually saw in that video, it turned out to be one of the worst leg days that I've actually had in quite a long time. So yeah, that definitely wasn't ideal, but overall I feel like the effect on my training definitely wasn't as bad as some people actually think it is. Then let's talk about sleep. My sleep definitely wasn't as on point as it usually is, but that wasn't because of the cut. I pretty much just had a couple of very busy weeks, so pretty much could sleepless. But the mini cut did not have a massive effect on the quality of my sleep. I just slept less because I had quite a busy week. And now let's talk about food cravings and pretty much just being hungry. I didn't have that many cravings, to be honest, because as you guys saw actually in my full day of eating, I pretty much went to work pretty much every single day, and when I was actually at work, I pretty much was busy all the time and just kind of not really thinking about food. So I didn't really have that many cravings. However, towards the end of it, I definitely had you know, I definitely wanted to like get a cookie or like something like sweet, but I can safely say that towards the end of it, you know, cravings started to become like more and more important. But that was only towards the end of the cut, and pretty much like by the time I was done, I pretty much went all the way back up to maintenance calories, and I could afford some cheeky cookies in my diet. And now let's go over like some general thoughts about this mini cut. In general, like I feel like I'm pretty happy like that I actually did it. Just like, I mean, part of it was like obviously to lose a bit of body fat, and a part of that was like, as you guys actually saw in like the first video, this actually was like the first mini cut that I actually ever did, and I kind of wanted to see if I actually could like stick to a deficit for a couple of weeks time. I pretty much got out of it what I actually wanted to get out of it, so I'm pretty happy that I actually did it. And then let's talk about the plan for now on. Originally the plan was to pretty much like cut for about 2 weeks, and then pretty much then reevaluate on my current situation. To be honest guys, like I feel like I've lost a pretty decent amount of body fat. Like I'm pretty happy with what I'm actually looking like. So from now on, the plan is to pretty much just bump back up to maintenance calories, go back into maintenance calories mode, gaining mode, because my goals at this point in time are pretty much just to kind of, you know, get stronger. And when you have that goal, it definitely doesn't make that much sense to actually keep cutting for long periods of time. And that is pretty much the entire video for today guys. Hope you guys actually enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next video as over the Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. Follow me on Instagram. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. By the way, leave a comment if you have a question, video advice, or video ideas. But for now, see you guys in the next video. Laters.